Hi, Damian Rutherford here with JES with our very first episode of Chalkboard Chat, where we answer your questions about foundation repair, crawlspace repair, and basement waterproofing. Today's question comes from Scott, right in my hometown of Virginia Beach, Virginia, and he asked, what's the best way to eliminate moisture from my crawlspace? Well, Scott, it's a great question. And to eliminate any moisture from your crawlspace, the first thing you do is you have to find the source of the moisture. So that involves having an inspection done or some type of evaluation, whether it's by a professional or you do it yourself. Now, if your crawl space looks anything like this, like a lot of the crawl spaces we see, it's probably not a place you want to spend a lot of your time at. So if you just don't want to deal with it, take some advice, get a professional to do it for you. At JES, we do it free of charge. We'll do an inspection to find out what's causing the problem, why, and what can be done to solve the problems. But if you do want to do it yourself, let me go over a couple things to look for to find out what the source of the moisture in your crawl space is. First of all, realize there's three sources where moisture can come into your crawl space from. The first one is moisture from outside of your crawl space. For example, when it rains or we have a snow that melts, the ground becomes saturated with water, the water table rises, and water comes into your crawl space from that source. Just a great picture to show you a great example where the crawl space is flooded, and this is from moisture from groundwater. Another thing to look for is your crawl space door. Is the crawl space door loose? Are there gaps around it? Is there not one there at all? If this is the case, it's another source for outside water and moisture to get into your crawl space. When there's gaps there, the groundwater can run off into your crawl space, or even when it rains, you can have water seep in from the wind that blows when it does rain. Likewise, look at your crawl space vents. If they're open, same thing can apply. When there's rain, there's wind, and the wind can blow the rain right into your crawl space through the crawl space vents. Now, the second thing to look for in your crawl space for moisture is sources from inside the crawl space. A good example of that is any type of piping or plumbing that you have in your crawl space that can leak. This can be one of the sources of moisture that you get in your crawl space. Some homeowners in the area, they have their hot water heater down in the crawl space, and take a look at that equipment that you have down there. If that leaks or busts, that could be a source of moisture in your crawl space. And the third way that moisture gets in your crawl space is from high humidity levels. This is the one that people tend to forget about. When you have hot air on the outside and cool air on the inside in your crawl space, when we mix hot air and cold air together, we get, you guessed it, condensation. When you have high humidity levels, taking a look at this picture here, we have a relative humidity level of almost 88%. Now, when we're at 100% relative humidity, we get rain. So 88% is very, very high. Here's another reading at nearly 82%. So when you have those high humidity levels, that can cause condensation that you see on the piping and the plumbing in your crawl space. It can also be the reason why you'll get wood rot, either in the subfloor or the beams in your crawl space. You may also see condensation start to form on any ductwork that's in your crawl space, as you can see in this picture here. And it's also the reason you'll see the insulation in your crawl space begin to fail, start to rot and fall down and hang. It's because it's getting wet from moisture in the air, the condensation that we talked about from the humidity levels. So not very good, not healthy for your crawl space or your home whatsoever. So the first thing is to find out what the source of the moisture is in your crawl space. Once you know the source, then you can stop the source. And you do it the same way that we inspected. First thing we do is we stop any type of outside moisture from getting in your crawl space. Secondly, we stop any type of inside moisture leaks from happening. And third, we control the humidity levels in the air in your crawl space. When we do all three of these, we've created a conditioned crawl space that will be dry, healthy, and as an added benefit, you can actually pick up added storage space under your crawl space because you have a condition that you can store your belongings in. So it's a great idea just for the health of your home as well as for the integrity of the crawl space itself to keep any type of moisture out. And that's it. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, do me a favor. Right below here, click on the like button and like the video and let me know that you appreciate the information. If you have a comment to share, share it with me. If you have a different opinion of any of the information I've shared, don't be afraid to share that with us. If you have a question yourself, you'd like to have it answered, go ahead and ask it. You can leave a comment on the video here or on our YouTube channel, and we'll be glad to answer any questions you have. And that's it. I'm Damian Rutherford with JES, and we'll see you next time with Chalkboard Chat.